Nay, I'll come. If I lose a scruple of this sport, let me be boiled to death in melancholy.
Wouldst thou not be glad to have the rascally sheep-biter come by some notable shame?
Oh, I would exult, man. You know he brought me out of favor with my lady about a bear baiting.
Well, to anger him, we'll have the bear again, and we'll fool him black and blue, shall we not, Sir Andrew?
And if we do not, it is the pity of our lives.
Oh, here comes the little villain. How now, my medal of India?
Get your feet to the street. Malvolio's coming down this way. Observe him for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. The clothes can even adjust him. Lie down there, for here comes the trap that must be caught with tickle.
Dear diary, this fortune, all this fortune. Maria once told me she did affect me, and I've heard her come thus near that should she fancy it should be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with a more exalted respect than anyone else that follows her. What should I think on't? To be Count Malvolio. There is example for it. The lady of the Strat, she did marry the yeoman of the wardrobe. Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state, calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I've left Olivia sleeping, and then to have the humor of state, and after a demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place as I would, they should do theirs to ask for my kinsman Toby. 7 of my people, with an obedient start, search out for him. I frown the while, perchance wind up my watch, or play with my summer's jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to me. I extend my hand thus, and quenching my familiar smile, with an austere regard of control, saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me on your niece, give me this prerogative of speech. You must amend your drunkenness. Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight, one Sir Andrew. What employment have we here? By my life, it is my lady's hand. This be her very C's, her U's, and her T's, and thus she makes her great P's. It is in contempt of question her hand. To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes, her very phrases. By your leave, wax, and the impression her Lucrece with which she uses to seal. 'Tis my lady. To whom should this be? Should I? Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move, no man must knew. No man must knew. What follows? The numbers alter. No! No man must know. This should be thee, Malvolio? I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucrece knife. With bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life. M-O-A-I doth sway my life. But first let me see. Let me see. I may command where I adore. What she may command me, I serve her. She is my lady. This is very evident in any formal capacity. But what should this alphabetical position portend? If I can make it resemble something in me. Softly. M-O-A-I. Right. But this alphabetical thing does not alter. A should follow, but O does, and I comes behind. M-O-A-I. This is not just the former, but yet to crush it a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters is in my name. But soft here follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee. Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. The fates open their hands, and let thy blood and spirit embrace thee, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble sloth and appear fresh. I'm okay. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants, let thy tongue hang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended their yellow stockings and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say remember, go to, thou art made if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still. The fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers, farewell. She that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight in Champagne discovers not more. Ah, this is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will be point devise the very man, for I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this. My lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered, and with this she drives herself to these habits of my liking. And with a kind of injunction shows me her love. I thank my stars. I am happy. I will be strange, stout in yellow stockings, even with the swiftness of putting on. Here's in a postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainst my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiles become thee well, therefore in my presence still smile. Dear my sweet, I prithee, I will smile. I will do everything thou wilt have me do.
I would not give my part in this sport for a pension of thousands to be paid from the Sophie.
I could marry this wench for this device.
That too.
Oh, and has no other dowry of her but such another jest.
Nor I either.
Oh, here comes my noble gull catcher.
Will thou set thy foot on my neck?
Or mine either.
Shall I pay my freedom a trade trip and become thy bond slave?
Ye faith, or I either.
Why, thou hast put him in such a dream that when the image of it leaves him, he must run mad.
Nay, but say true, does it work?
Oh, like aqua vitae with a midwife.
Then see the fruits of the sport. Mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and 'tis a color she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests. And he will smile upon her, which will not be so unsuitable to her disposition, being addicted to a melancholy as she is, that cannot but turn him into a neutral contempt. If you will see it, follow me.
Oh, to the gates of Tartar, the most excellent devil of wit.
I'll make one too.